A lot of people come to me and they say, Sean, I need to improve my initial speech that I share with people, my elevator pitch. So if you're looking on if you want the secrets of writing or crafting the perfect elevator pitch or speech, this video is for you. Let's do it. FlowChat Connector, Sean back at you with another high-ticket tune-up. Hope you're doing really well today. Make sure and smash that like button. Share this out to somebody who needs to get better at sales. And of course, if you find some value in this one, subscribe to the channel. Would love that. Okay, diving in, we're going to tune in or talk about building the perfect elevator speech. And so in order to do that, we need Yoda. There's Yoda. Bring him out on the screen. And let's get into some of it. What are we talking about here? Well, what do we mean by crafting the perfect elevator pitch? In order to craft the perfect elevator pitch, we need to know exactly what it is. What's an elevator pitch? Well, an elevator pitch is a brief, persuasive speech to spark interest in who you are, what you do, and what you're pursuing. Very simply put, a lot of different people teach this. The way that I'm going to teach it is designed from a sales aspect. Okay. So if you are running a company, owning a business, if you're in sales profession, or maybe if you're trying to get a new job or anything like that, this works really, really well for you. Okay. So here's the essential things you need to know when you're crafting the perfect elevator speech. Number one, you want to keep it less than a minute. Very simple, straightforward. Number two, you introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Right? Number three, we want to share skills that add unique value to the prospect, not to yourself. Don't brag about yourself too much. It's clear that you need to say who you are and what you do, but we want to make sure and share skills that are valuable to them. It needs to be a little bit persuasive, and you need to maintain some higher energy. One of the things that I always talk about when we're doing elevator pitches is practice. Practice in the mirror, practice on a video, rewatch your own video. It's hard to do the first time, but when you do it a couple of times, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to change my energy. I'm going to do it exactly that way. Very, very simple. And lastly, you do want to tie in some broad goals that are relevant to your audience or the person that you're talking to. So those are the essentials. Now you know them. Let's move on. Where and when do you actually use an elevator pitch? Well, there's a couple places. Number one, if you're going for a job fair or career expo, that's a great place to memorize this. So again, coming out of college, I was part of the American Marketing Association, and I would go to these meetings once a month. And they made us drill this into our heads to use this elevator pitch. What's your one-liner? What's the thing you say in the first 10 seconds that you meet somebody to get their interest and move in their direction, et cetera, et cetera. So job fairs and career expos, when you're starting young, great thing to do. Number two, networking events and mixers, right? We always use that. Sometimes people feel like, oh man, I walk out to a networking event and it's the first thing and I don't know what to say, Sean. Okay, perfect. Well, this video is going to solve all of that for you. Let's go. Next one, virtual interviews, career fairs, and online profiles. Zoom meetings are definitely a fit. And of course, during job interviews, when asked about yourself, this is an easy way to get over the first hump and move forward. Well, what are the pitfalls you need to avoid when crafting? And stick with me because I'm going to give you 3 examples of exactly how to build the perfect elevator pitch. But here's the pitfalls you want to avoid. Number one, don't speak too fast or ramble. In fact, the best thing you can do is when you're going to speak with that person, listen to the cadence of how they talk, how fast, the speed, the volume, the inflection, the tonality that they use, the body language. Do yourself a favor and just mirror and match exactly how and what they say to you, but then you say your own words. Secondly, avoid being overly rehearsed and to the point of sounding robotic. You don't want it to sound like a robot. Nobody likes robots. Nobody likes chat spots. Nobody likes automated messaging. So don't be that, right? Very simple. Keep energy high and modulate your voice. People do not like monotone, right? Go high, go low, go soft, lean in, go out and be like, that doesn't make sense. Use facial expressions, etc. And don't limit yourself to one pitch. Adapt for different audiences. Very critical to know that. Sometimes it's not going to play exactly right. And those examples I'm going to share with you in a second will help you out. Next, here's some power keys in order for you to really, truly win with the right elevator pitch. Number one, focus on one word, transformation. Okay. Somebody comes up to you and says, what do you do? The response needs to talk about how you can help them transform their life, their business, their marriage, their whatever. Okay. Focus on transformation. That is the number one biggest word that I can give you when you're building the right elevator pitch or speech, right? Number two, mention problem indicators you solve. I'll get into this in a second. Again, you want to hint at the potential things that you solve for other people. Next, use emotional trigger words. Struggling, frustrated, worried about, angry because of, pissed off by, ticked off because. Like, all of these are emotional trigger words. And I think I have another video that I outlined like 1,000 of them or something. You can just go look at that document. It's really simple. And then you can move forward. And the last thing, probably the most important, most people say, Sean, I do this perfect pitch. Here's my one-liner. But then the conversation stalls. So if you've ever been in a place where the conversation stalls, end with a question. Change around what you're saying is your elevator pitch and end it with a question. Let's get into some examples because I think that's going to be powerful. I'm going to give you 3 and we're going to end on that, right? Number 1, do not do this. Don't do this one. I'm going to read it out loud so you know exactly what I'm talking about. My name is Sarah and I run a trucking company. It's a family-owned business and we think the personal touch makes a big difference to our customers. Not only do we guarantee on-time delivery, but my father and I personally answer the phones. Blech. Don't do that, right? What is this person doing? They're bragging. They're talking about them. They're doing all the wrong things. While this is what most people teach you how to do, it's not actually accurate and it doesn't get you the best results. Instead, do this. My name is Sarah and I run a trucking company. We make sure our clients never worry about their deliveries, making it on time with 100% guarantee. Clients come to us when they're frustrated, emotional trigger word, about a lack of communication with their current company they're using, or they consistently see late deliveries and despite communicating, nothing changes. This doesn't happen to you, does it? Or does this ever happen to you? Same exact wording, rephrased just a little bit. Guess what? That second one is going to crush it for you. Why? Because I talked about the transformation. We stop our clients from worrying. We make sure and guarantee our deliveries, and we communicate highly, right? It says all the same things, just in a different format. And I promise that second one will work better. Let's go to the next example. Don't do this. I have decades worth of experience in accounting, working primarily with small and mid-sized firms. If your company is ever in need of an extra set of hands, I'd be thrilled to consult. Stall, right? If you say that to somebody, you're going to stall exactly after you say that, because what people are going to say to you is, oh, that's cool. Right on. And then the end of the conversation. So you never want that to happen. That's why we always end with a question. Example, do this instead. I help small and mid-sized firms sort out their books so they can rest easy at night. Over the past 10 years, I've become a specialist at solving all sorts of accounting headaches. Clients come my way when they feel they're getting the short end of the stick from their current accountant, or maybe they don't have an accountant at all and are constantly wondering if they're doing it right. You're not struggling with this, are you? Again, I've already led into transformation of exactly what I'm going to do. I leaked a little bit of my specialty and my expertise, and then also shared, here's how I transform you. And I ended it with a question, because now they're going to say, oh yeah, like I actually do, like, man, let's talk about accounting. And now you're into the thing that you're already good at, right? This is going to work really, really well. Same thing, just said it a different way. And the last example, and I'm going to end with this one today, very simply, don't do this. My name is Bob, and after years of working at other dentists' offices, I'm taking the plunge and opening my own office. Brag, 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 brag. If you know anyone who's looking for a new dentist, I hope you'll send them my way. Again, hope does not build businesses, okay? Hope is the worst thing you can have when, you got to have faith. Like, don't get me wrong. Hope and faith are totally different things, but don't hope and expect people to do things based on hope and asking for that. It won't work. Right? People are like, oh, that's cool, dentist. And they might say, well, where do you practice? Or something like that. And then the conversation ends. Instead, do this, right? I'm Bob, and I'm really good at providing my clients with the Hollywood smile. I've recently stepped out into opening my own practice, and I'm ready to beautify more faces. You're not struggling with a tooth malfunction or maybe annoyed about the way your teeth look, are you? What have I just done? I said the exact same thing. I'm starting my own practice. I give people a Hollywood smile. Way easier for someone to say, oh, I want a Hollywood smile, right? Very, very good carrot to dangle in front of somebody. And then you ask a simple question. You don't have a tooth malfunction, do you? Oh, well, I just cracked my front tooth. Bob, can you help? Yeah, sure. Let's book a time right now. Boom, got an appointment, right? Can work that quickly. The conversation will flow a lot better. And that, my friends, is how you create the perfect elevator pitch. I hope this one was valuable for you. I know a lot of people have been asking me for this one, and so I just wanted to share that with you. So with that said, again, if this was valuable, please smash that thumbs up. Share this out to somebody that needs to get better at networking, sales, or just needs to craft the perfect elevator speech or pitch. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel.